first of all, you're never going to say who's the greatest of all time. To me, I think that's more for PR and more for selling stories and getting hype.
Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out.
But I will say LeBron has the greatest career.
I say that all the time.
He has the greatest career.
Every era has a superstar. Every decade has a champion. But only one question has the power to split the entire basketball world in half. It is the argument that never slows down, never grows old, and never loses fire. Who is the real GOAT? This debate has survived rule changes, super teams, dynasties, and countless careers. Fans bring emotion, analysts bring stats, but none of that compares to the people who actually lived greatness from arm's length. The ones who tried to guard it, the ones who tried to match it, the ones who paid the price for being on the wrong side of a legend. That is why today we let the game's giants speak for themselves. 15 NBA legends, champions, all-stars, Hall of Famers, and era-defining figures who saw the truth up close. Some went head-to-head with Michael Jordan when he turned pressure into a weapon. Some battled LeBron James when his combination of size and skill felt like something out of a different sport. Others watched the game shift from the physical 80s to the pace and space era and saw how greatness adapted. Each legend gives you their raw, unfiltered answer. This is not a debate. This is the testimony of the people who lived it. Gary Payton has always judged greatness through a defender's eyes. A Defensive Player of the Year winner himself, to Payton, the GOAT is not just the most skilled or the most dominant. It is the player who takes the hardest assignment and embraces it. That is why Payton leans toward Michael Jordan.
It is true. I think it's a different little era with them too. Michael Jordan always took it to a point that he wanted to guard the best player. Even with myself, even if I start talking trashy him, he would always tell Scottie Pippen, "Look, I'm taking Gary tonight." He would always take the best basketball player on that thing. But I think now in this era, LeBron doesn't want to tire himself out because he does so much on his Cleveland basketball team. It's a difference. Michael Jordan really didn't have a mindset of, I don't care if I do tire myself out, I'm going to go and take this guy because I want to prove to him that I am the better basketball player. I think that LeBron doesn't have that mindset that he wants to do that every night because he knows that he does so much on his team and he has to exert himself so much that he doesn't do it.
He respects how Jordan actively sought out the toughest matchup every night. Jordan wanted the star player. Jordan wanted the scorer. Jordan wanted the challenge. Payton admires that because it mirrors his own mentality as one of the greatest perimeter defenders in NBA history. But Payton does not ignore LeBron James. He sees how LeBron impacts every part of the game, not just scoring or defense. How LeBron runs the offense, directs teammates, rebounds, creates for others, and carries the responsibility of being the central piece in almost every situation. Still, when the question is forced, Payton chooses Jordan because he values the willingness to guard anybody and take the toughest matchup head-on. Scottie Pippen has seen greatness from a vantage point no one else can claim. He did not watch Michael Jordan dominate from afar. He lived inside the pressure, the expectations, and the constant demand for perfection that came with sharing the court with him. Pippen often says that Jordan approached every practice and every playoff moment like a test he refused to fail.
Well, I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. Okay. But statistically, LeBron James is a better basketball player. And here's why. He fills the stats up across the board, night in and night out. You're talking about a kid who can easily average a triple-double if he chooses to. I don't think Michael Jordan had that option.
You don't think he had that option?
No.
He could have done that, especially with you?
No.
Especially with you?
It's not his demeanor.
Okay.
It's not his demeanor as a player.
Pippen also understands better than anyone how much Jordan elevated the players around him. He saw how Jordan's intensity pushed teammates to reach levels they did not think were possible. And Pippen respects that Jordan never backed away from responsibility. When the moment arrived, Jordan demanded the ball, demanded the matchup, and demanded the result. Pippen acknowledges LeBron's longevity and his unmatched versatility, but in his eyes, the GOAT is the player who consistently delivered under the brightest lights. Dennis Rodman never hesitates when asked about the GOAT. For him, the answer is Michael Jordan, and it's not even close. Rodman played with both the intensity and honesty that defined his career, and he always points to Jordan's mentality as the separating factor. He believes Jordan's competitive edge, his conditioning, and his obsession with winning created an atmosphere no one else could match.
I just think that if you look at Michael, the body of work he's done over the years, you look at LeBron, the body of work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18? Michael is the greatest player ever. You know, Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money.
Rodman also makes one of the boldest claims in the debate. He firmly believes Jordan would average 50 points per game in today's era. Rodman bases this on the rule changes, the spacing, and the lack of physical defense compared to the 90s. In his eyes, Jordan's footwork, mid-range mastery, and ability to draw fouls would make him nearly impossible to guard under modern conditions. And that is why Rodman keeps Jordan firmly at the top. Ray Allen's view of the GOAT is simple, and it's his airness. Michael Jordan just had it all. He didn't rely on one strength or a single skill. Jordan could score from anywhere, pass with precision, defend at an elite level, and take over the game when it mattered most. That combination of talent, work ethic, and mental toughness set Jordan apart from anyone else he has ever seen. It was the completeness of his game that made him unstoppable.
Playing against him and MJ, I think for me it's MJ all day long, only because how I played against him, and MJ just had everything, from mid-range to three-point to post-up game, and he could score and dominate in each position. LeBron is dominant. LeBron could do so many things on the floor. And
do you think LeBron's a better all-around player than Jordan?
It's hard. That's hard to say because LeBron is probably one of the best passers that the league has seen. MJ is probably the weakest part of his game. He didn't pass a lot, but at the same time, MJ didn't have any other weaknesses.
Allen also points to Jordan's impact beyond individual stats. Opponents changed their game plans just to slow him down, and teammates rose to levels they didn't know they could reach. Allen believes that even in today's faster, more spaced-out game, Jordan's skill, intelligence, and competitive drive would dominate. In Allen's eyes, the GOAT isn't just a scorer or leader. It's the player who could do everything on the court, every single night. From the Showtime Lakers to the modern era, Magic Johnson has seen it all and knows what it takes to dominate the game. When the GOAT conversation comes up, Magic gives credit where it's due. LeBron James is one of the most complete players the league has ever seen. He can score, pass, rebound, and defend at an elite level. But when Magic is honest, there's still a line that separates LeBron from Michael Jordan.
Michael doesn't show his emotion a lot in public. So you can tell that he was so into this documentary. He was into his own story about himself. And also, I think, it even touched him to be able to touch all these people, to know that millions are watching each and every Sunday, didn't hold anything back.
Magic points to Jordan's killer instinct, the way he demanded the ball in the biggest moments, and his unmatched competitive fire. In Magic's eyes, Jordan didn't just win games, he changed them. For all of LeBron's greatness, Magic believes Jordan's combination of dominance, clutch performance, and sheer willpower keeps him firmly at the top of the GOAT debate. Reggie Miller approaches the GOAT debate from a perspective shaped by experience and observation. He has faced both Jordan and LeBron and has seen what it takes to dominate at the highest level. For Reggie, LeBron James has built one of the most impressive careers in NBA history. The longevity, consistency, and ability to adapt across eras is almost unmatched. Reggie respects how LeBron continues to influence every game, contribute in every way, and carry his teams deep into the playoffs year after year.
But I will say LeBron has the greatest career.
I say that all the time.
He has the greatest career.
Right.
But Mike is the best
Basketball player ever.
But LeBron has the greatest career. And I think why a lot of old heads want to dog out LeBron is because they were never as good as he is this late in their career.
Right.
Still, when it comes to pure basketball greatness, Reggie leans toward Michael Jordan. He points to Jordan's killer mentality, unmatched scoring dominance, and ability to take over games in the biggest moments. For Reggie, LeBron may have the more complete career, but Jordan had the edge in peak greatness. In his eyes, that combination of skill, will, and competitive fire is what makes Jordan the true GOAT. Phil Jackson has coached legends, and when the GOAT debate comes up, he sees it clearly. For him, Michael Jordan sits above everyone, even Kobe Bryant. Jackson respects Kobe's talent, work ethic, and competitiveness, but he believes Jordan's influence on the game and his ability to carry a team in every situation set him apart. Jordan wasn't just a scorer. He elevated his teammates, controlled the pace, and dominated in ways that redefined what greatness looks like.
First thing Kobe says is, I could kick your ass one-on-one.
But not even letting him get anything
There's
out.
no conversation.
What did Michael say back?
You might.
You might?
Just
You
might.
said you might?
Yeah, he said, I've been on the game a couple years. You just might.
So who wins? If you have to pick.
No, it's going to be MJ. He's got that hand. He's got the glove, as the glove used to be known. But when a guy can pick the ball up with one hand when he's dribbling like Michael could do and do that and take the ball to the basket, it's very difficult.
Jackson acknowledges Kobe's relentless drive and his ability to perform in clutch moments. But he points out that Jordan's combination of peak performance, leadership, and mental toughness is unmatched. For Phil Jackson, the player who consistently demanded excellence, reshaped the game, and delivered in the biggest moments is Michael Jordan. That's why, in his eyes, Jordan remains the ultimate standard, even above the Black Mamba. Shaquille O'Neal knows fear when he sees it on the court, and he says no one commanded it like Michael Jordan. Shaq has faced the game's best, but Jordan was different. He didn't just score, he intimidated. Opponents watched him warm up and already knew he could take over at any moment. That aura, combined with unmatched skill and relentless competitiveness, made Jordan the player everyone feared. Shaq points out that fear is part of what separates a great player from the GOAT.
I think the greatest player is Michael Jordan. That's what I think. But I agree. LeBron is about to do something that hasn't been done in a long time, and I think he will move his name up there. But for me, it's always Dr. J and Michael Jordan. He's the only man that had me terrified on the court, because I went from high school admiring him, college admiring him, and then he's right there in front of you, and all the shit you see on your poster, like he's doing it in real life. Like he came by me so fast one time, I was like, oh.
Shaq respects LeBron's versatility and all-around dominance, but he believes LeBron has never carried this same aura of fear. Jordan's killer instinct, his ability to control the biggest moments, and the mental edge he brought to every game made him untouchable. In Shaq's eyes, talent alone isn't enough. The player who struck fear into opponents and teammates alike is the true GOAT, and that player is Michael Jordan. Charles Barkley doesn't sugarcoat things. When the GOAT debate comes up, he's tired of hearing LeBron's name thrown above Michael Jordan. Barkley has played against the best and watched the game evolve, but to him, Jordan's dominance is unmatched. Barkley says Jordan didn't just win, he made opponents scared to step on the court. That combination of skill, mental toughness, and intimidation, in his eyes, is the definition of greatness.
I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the third best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe. it's just different eras. I love LeBron. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. He's a more of a triple threat than Michael was. I'll agree with that.
Barkley admits LeBron is an incredible player with unmatched versatility and longevity, but he draws a clear line when it comes to peak dominance. No matter the stats or accolades, Barkley believes Jordan's killer mentality, ability to take over games, and influence on teammates keep him firmly at the top. For Barkley, the GOAT conversation should end with one name: Michael Jordan. Steve Nash has spent his career studying the game, and when it comes to the GOAT debate, he keeps it simple. Michael Jordan. Nash respects all-around talent and basketball IQ, but Jordan's combination of skill, charisma, and competitiveness sets him apart. He didn't just score or defend, he controlled his matchup, forced opponents to fear him, and elevated everyone around him. Nash often points to how Jordan made the difficult look routine, and the seriousness he brings to the game.
For me, he's the greatest player to ever play the game, and he was my hero as a kid. Got a chance to play against him. 96, 97, I came in the league. He just had this charisma on top of all the gifts and skills and mentally, how great he is. Playing against him, the one thing that I think that he was unlike any other player I've ever played against is that there was a real fear playing against him. Like people, I've never seen the league be kind of fearful of a player or have that much reverence for a player. No matter who has come since then, that was a different feeling when you're playing Mike, because you just knew, there was such a seriousness and competitiveness and fire in him, and there was a fear with how that was going to manifest itself potentially on any given night. So
Nash also acknowledges the greatness of modern stars, including LeBron, but he emphasizes that Jordan's presence carried an unmatched weight. Teams feared him, teammates rose to match him, and in Nash's eyes, that unique combination of respect, fear, and influence is what defines the true GOAT. It was clear that no one else comes close to matching Michael Jordan at his peak. Kevin Durant approaches the GOAT debate by looking at what separates the great from the legendary. For him, Michael Jordan isn't just the best player. He is the standard of what it means to be untouchable. Durant talks about Jordan's aura, the way he carried himself on the court, and the fear he instilled in opponents. Every possession mattered when Jordan had the ball. Teams adjusted their entire game plan just to contain him. That presence alone made him different from anyone else Durant has seen.
The legend of Michael Jordan just get told every single day. It's a Michael Jordan story being told by somebody on earth right now. You know what I'm saying? So the legend of him is, it's always around. But the physical, him in the flesh, you rarely see him. So to have so many stories and just know what he brought to the game and know how much he changed the game, and then to have him walk in and just to see that in form, it's just like, damn, it's captivating. He's just a polarizing figure. He's built himself up to that point. It's like he's almost 60 years old and we still view him as the best player in basketball. So he went on a historic run that'll never be matched by anybody in the sport.
Durant emphasizes that Jordan's greatness went beyond stats or rings. It was the way he controlled the game, elevated his teammates, and left opponents knowing they were facing someone on a different level. That combination of dominance, fear, and legendary aura makes Michael Jordan the undisputed GOAT. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar approaches the GOAT conversation with a measured perspective. He doesn't rush to pick a definitive answer. Instead, he looks at accomplishments over time and the impact a player has on the league. Kareem notes that longevity, consistency, and sustained excellence are key factors when considering the greatest of all time. He points to LeBron James's career totals as an example.
That's just something we're not going to know about, But if LeBron breaks my record in this next year coming up, that will be one last record that I won't have to worry about ever again.
Surpassing milestone after milestone, and now surpassing Kareem for the all-time scoring record, makes LeBron a serious candidate. Kareem acknowledges that records alone don't define greatness, but achieving so much over such a long career is impossible to ignore. In his perspective, if anyone can stake a claim as the GOAT based on sustained excellence and career achievements, LeBron's name has to be in that conversation. Patrick Ewing has faced some of the toughest competitors in NBA history, but when it comes to the GOAT, his choice is clear: Michael Jordan. Ewing emphasizes that what separated Jordan from everyone else was his killer mentality. Jordan didn't just play to win. He played to dominate, to intimidate, and to make sure his opponents knew he would not be denied. That mindset, Ewing says, created an aura of fear that few players could handle.
To me, I think Michael Jordan is the best in my era. The way that he played, everything that he brought to the table, not to take anything away from LeBron or Kobe. LeBron is great, but Michael was a killer from day one. He was an assassin from day one.
Ewing recalls facing Jordan in the playoffs, feeling the intensity of every possession, and seeing how he consistently delivered in critical moments. It wasn't just about scoring points, it was about control, focus, and an unyielding desire to win at any cost. A relentless mentality is the ultimate definition of greatness, and it's why Michael Jordan remains the true GOAT in Ewing's opinion. LeBron James has always been open about who inspired him, and now being put into that GOAT debate is full circle. Growing up, he watched Michael Jordan and wanted to be just like him. From the moves on the court to the mindset off it, LeBron studied Jordan relentlessly. He admits that his entire approach to basketball, from his competitiveness to his drive to carry a team, was shaped by wanting to emulate the man he saw as the ultimate standard.
I did pretty much everything that MJ did when I was a kid. I shot fadeaways before I should have. I wore a leg sleeve on my leg and folded it down so you saw the red part.
For no reason.
I wore black and red shoes with white socks. I wore short shorts so you could see my undershorts underneath. But I did everything Mike did, man. I wanted to be Mike. And so for my name to come up in any discussion with Michael Jordan or Kareem and all these great guys that has paved the way for myself and Tristan and Kev and Swish, it's just a wow factor. I don't really have nothing to say.
LeBron says that imitating Jordan taught him what it takes to dominate at the highest level. Every time he stepped on the court, he carried that lesson with him. Work harder, be smarter, and never back down from the challenge. Jordan wasn't just a player he admired. He was a blueprint for greatness. That lifelong pursuit of excellence, inspired by MJ, has defined LeBron's own legendary career. Michael Jordan approaches the GOAT debate with the perspective of someone who lived it all. He knows the conversation is complicated because basketball has changed so much over the years. Different eras, rules, styles of play, and competition levels make direct comparisons difficult. Jordan emphasizes that statistics, accolades, and championships tell part of the story, but they don't capture the full picture of a player's impact.
First of all, you're never going to say who's the greatest of all time. To me, I think that's more for PR and more for selling stories and getting hype. I won 6 championships. Bill Russell won 11. Does that make Bill Russell better than me and make me better than him? No, because we play at different eras.
Jordan also recognizes that greatness can be measured in many ways: leadership, influence on teammates, and the ability to perform under pressure. He understands why fans and players debate endlessly, but he believes context is key. For Jordan, the GOAT conversation can be flawed if it only considers numbers. It's about influence, mentality, and how a player defined their era. And by those standards, he is proud of what he has achieved, regardless of how the debate unfolds. After hearing from 15 of the greatest minds and competitors in basketball, one thing becomes clear: the GOAT debate is as complex as the game itself. Some emphasize killer mentality, others the aura and fear a player commands. Some point to longevity and career accomplishments, while others highlight peak dominance and the ability to elevate teammates under pressure. What emerges is a picture of basketball greatness that cannot be fully captured by stats or accolades alone. It is about influence, leadership, competitiveness, and moments that define eras. Legends like Jordan were feared and respected, pushing everyone around them to be better. Players like LeBron have shown unmatched versatility and sustained excellence, and all of them, past and present, have inspired the next generation to chase their own greatness. In the end, the GOAT debate is less about picking one name and more about appreciating what each player brought to the game. It's a conversation that will continue because basketball greatness is bigger than a single title. It's timeless.